Right then YouTube, welcome to a video on how to do an oil change on Honda Civic Type R EP3. So what you'll need to do this, obviously these cars take 4.5 litres of oil in total, so I've got my oil, 5W40, always go for that in these. I've got a hamp oil filter, which is Honda aftermarket parts, so obviously you'll need to swap that out. You also get a washer with these as well, which is handy, so I'll always put a new washer on, but I'll go through that. I've got oil filter pliers to get the oil filter off, roll because it's half messy, and obviously something to put your excess oil in, so I just put it in an old protein tub, drain it into that, but I'll show you that in a bit. So on these, the oil filter is located at the back of the engine. Don't know if you can see it, it's the bit here. If I point, hang on, it's there, let me put the torch on. So that blue thing there, so where are we? Just there, if you can see on the video, the blue thing. Nightmare angle, but yeah, you get the gist. I'll show it more in detail below it in a bit. To get the, obviously, you need to drain from the sump first, so that needs a 17mm socket, which you'll need, and you're pretty much good to go then. So let's get going. Right, next bit is releasing the oil. So I'm doing this in a pit. Most people probably won't have that luxury, so it'll be on axle stands or something like that, but same principles apply. So using an old protein tub, be catching the oil in that. The sump plug on these is here. You see you've got your subframe, sump's just here. So it's just that nut there. I think it even says on it engine oil, look. Yeah, here. So yeah, so you're releasing this nut and it's a 17mm socket. So let's get on with that then. Right then, let's get the oil out then. This is always the shit bit because the way it's angled, sometimes in other cars it's like flat so it comes out free flow, but this is angled, so depending on the weight of the oil, it comes squaring up the side here. So every time I've done this in the past, it makes a mess. So let's see if we can get it right this time. So this is your nut, obviously your sump plug, you want to loosen it. Right, just got the feeling it's going to go everywhere, but we'll see. So I'll do my best to catch it. I just know it's going to go everywhere. Well, happy days. Pretty black, that, in fairness. I think if you were doing this on axle stands and you were under it, it'd be easier. Because I'm going to have to stand here like a wally now and hold this. I can try and put it down on the floor. Yeah, pretty black, that oil. Right, so that's draining now. Obviously you put your catcher under it. I tend to leave it about an hour really, just to let it drain fully, get everything out, all the drips and whatnot. So yeah, let that drain off now. Next part after this we'll do the take the oil filter off. So right, next little job while the oil's draining down there. I'll leave that be. I say I'll probably give that an hour or so now just to make sure everything's come out. Next thing, oil filter pliers. Let's get that lotions off, eh? So let me get my torch on because we couldn't see anything last time, could we? So we're going down here. That's that little blue thing there. So move these round. Sometimes these are a nightmare to get off, so I'm not expecting this to come off that easy. What way are we going? So it's a terrible angle and you can't see anything, sod's law. There we go. So here's your filter. Get your pliers on that. Get a good bite on it. and then loosen it. Oh, you fucking... Oh no, it is loosening. There we go. So, spin this off now. Normally a load of oil will come out, and it is a bit of a messy part of the job, but so I'm just going to leave that fairly loose, and then we'll go under the car and we'll finish it. So it's easier from down there, because if I take it off now, you're going to get oil everywhere. Get in there with the oil. That's still going. So to get at the filter, obviously we've loosened it from the top of the engine. You probably better go in through here under the rear subframe, and you can see it just there. So we've loosened it so it should come off with my hand now, but this is a nightmare of a job really. Well, it's not a nightmare, it's just a messy job. So how are we getting access to it? Here we go. It's probably going to go everywhere, but it is what it is, innit? I'll try and video it. So yeah, pissing out everywhere. Try and catch up we can. Good fun. There she is. Bit of a mess, not too bad. Because this is small, you probably better use something bigger. I've got the sump dripping, and we've got the oil filter dripping, and it's like, which one are we going to catch? So, it's not great, is it? But there you go, lessons learned. That, to be fair, the filter, where is it? That should stop dripping soon enough, to be fair. It's not generally that bad, but wipe down the drive shaft, subframe and all that. Bit of free rust proof in there, eh? Lovely. So, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on this for a few minutes, and I'll swap it back to obviously the sump, because that's probably going to take the longest. So yeah, that's that for the minute. Right, it's been an hour and it's still dripping, which is annoying, but I'm going to crack on anyway. I mean, it's had an hour to drain, so how much more could there possibly to come out? So, cracking on anyway. Sump has a little washer in, comes off, which you can see. Hang on. It's quite tight in fairness. See it coming off, screwing off. Let's get the nut off. Here we go. So, here's the old washer, and obviously when you get the oil filter, supply you with a new one, so you've got two. Now what I always do when I'm putting the new washer on, get a bit of old oil, bit of excess, just rub it around the washer, around the new one, just to lubricate it basically, so next time you come to change this, it's not bloody stuck on, bonded on, whatever, and then it's a nightmare. So bit round the old sump as well, say a little bit of excess oil, put it round the sump, so just round there, so it's lubricated basically, it's not going to get seized on there. So got that lubricated, put it back on the sump, and then just screw it in basically, seal it off. That's in now, so clean that up, the excess oil. So, sump's back on, 17mm socket again. Helps if you have it on tightening it, doesn't it? So, and then you just want to tighten that. Make sure it's tight, obviously, not too tight, but tight enough where you know it's not going to come off and leak everywhere, because you don't want your oil going everywhere. So I just put that onto a firm tightness really, make sure it's obviously not going to come loose, not going to come off. And that's that back on. So, next thing is our oil filters. Now, let's add it around here. Got the old filter, which we can see. It's the one that come off. And then we've got our new Hamp oil filter here, still in its packaging. So, let's get this new one on. Right, that's a tidy up of all that oil. So, new oil filter going on. What I have done is lubricated all these seals on the top of it here with just a bit of old oil to obviously just to lubricate it. So again, like the sump, you don't want to get seized on, so best practice is to do that. And now let's see if we can get it on. It's always a fun angle, this one. So where are we going? You spin the phone round, hang on. There we go. Can't see where I'm going here. Wonderful. Right, so you want to get that on, hand tighten that. Oh, it's not going anywhere. So, there it is, hand tighten back on. So what we'll do now, make sure that sump's tight again. Which it definitely is. And then we'll go up the top side and we'll tighten that properly. Oh, up the pit we go. So, what I've just done, didn't video it. It's pretty awkward to do, to be fair, you need two hands. Use the oil wrench, get it on the filter, which is down there, you know where it is. And obviously just tighten it. So it's pretty much tight, you know it's sealed, it's not going anywhere. So, that's that done. Obviously the next thing now is get our oil in. So, Jesus Christ. So, oil cap off, and let's get the oil open. As I say, these take 4.5 litres, so it's going to be a full one of these and a little bit more. I'm a bit of an oil snob with this car, and I always get Castrol Edge 5W40, the premium stuff. So let's get that poured in then. So these come in 4 litres, so I've put the 4 in and then I've put a tiny bit out the second one in. So how would you gauge 4.5? Well, probably best we dip the dipstick, see where we're at. So I put 4 and a bit in, so we should be near enough there really. But that's the check. There we go. So we're near enough there, so you can see that. Nice and clean now as well. So, put a tiny bit more in, we'll check again. How's that then? Right up to the top. All good. So put that back in now. I'll clean up the oil cap, put it back on, and we'll go for the big turn on. Moment of truth time. Oh, in we get. So, clutch down, we're in neutral. Here we go. Never ends out. Okay, so Probably good practice now while it's running. Sounds good. We'll go and check if there's any leaks. Because obviously, don't want to drive it away now. And then there's oil pissing out everywhere. So, let's have a look. Back down the pit. The forks on. Okay. I will look for oil filter. Looking okay too. So, pretty much that. Camera's gone off now. So we're all good. And that will be job done. Another thing, show the old oil as well while we're here. It's pretty manky. Can't really see it now because I'm on low battery. So, but pretty black, pretty much like tar, to be honest. Worse than I thought. But here we go. It's video done. How to do an oil change. Honda Civic EP3 Type R. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.